And now for the news in detail. In local news, President Rajapaksa has emphasized that no one should be permitted to betray the country liberated by risking the life succumbing to conditions.
අපේ හදවත් බෙදිලා තිබුණේ ත්‍රස්තවාදයට ත්‍රස්තවාදයයි කියන්න බයේ හිටපු යුගයක් උඩරට පහතරට එක පැත්තකින් බෙදිලා සිංහල දෙමළ මුස්ලිම් එක පැත්තකින් බෙදිලා ಜಾති වශයෙන් පක්ෂ වශයෙන් පාට වශයෙන් අපි වෙන් වෙලා කුල වශයෙන් අපි බෙදිලා මේ සමාජය අපිට එකතු කරන්න සිද්ධ වුණා මේ රටට ආදරය කරන මිනිස්සු මේ රට තුල බිහි කරන්නට අපිට සිද්ධ වුණා.
The president said the entire nation was divided based on caste, creed and religion. They made an untiring effort and succeeded in uniting such a society. Youngsters were recruited to the forces, enabling them to discharge their responsibility on behalf of the motherland. In this manner, the country was liberated and united. This major task was achieved sacrificing 27,000 lives. The president underlined that such a liberated country cannot be permitted to be divided through agreements. He called on the nation not to leave any room for the betrayal of the motherland. He appealed to the nation to join hands with them to make Sri Lanka a noble country.
ලෝකයේ උතුම්ම රටක් බවට පත් කිරීම සඳහා ඔබ අපහාත් වැල් බැඳගන්නී කියන ඉල්ලීම ඔබට කරමින් අපි ආරක්ෂා කරගත්ත මාතෘ භූමිය අපි මුදවාගත්ත මේ භූමිය නැවත පාවා දෙන්නට ඉඩ තියන්න එපා කියන පණිවුඩය ඔබට දෙමින් ඔබ සියලු දෙනාටම ජය වේවායි කියමින් සුබ අනාගතයක්.
The president was addressing a gathering of community, water and sanitary projects. The meeting was organized at Temple Trees. It was the present government which strengthened the public service, which was curtailed. The president reminisced that the government also gave an ear to the grievances of the state employees. The Sinhala, Tamil and Muslim communities honored the president for liberating the motherland from the ruthless terrorists. A large gathering including many parliamentarians was present.
The government's decision to open Jaffna Kandy A9 route has come in for a high appreciation in the Tamil media. It is the unanimous opinion of all Tamil newspapers that the decision to keep A9 open day and night has vastly benefited the Tamil civilians.
The Veera Kesari, in its today's editorial, said opening of A9 has been a great relief to the northern population. Hitherto, Jaffna residents had to solely depend on air travel to come to Colombo, and very few people could afford high cost of air travel. Veera Kesari said the opening of A9 has hugely benefited the common man, as road transport is affordable. The paper added that opening of roadway would improve the people-to-people interaction between the north and south. The newspaper also expressed appreciation over the resettlement of 1,862 Tamil civilians in former high-security zones in Jaffna and the decision to release detainees. Sudha Roli too, in its editorial today, praised the steps such as resettlement of Tamil civilians in high-security zones, reopening of A9 road and the release of detainees.
The desire of the 1 million civilians of the estate sector and of the Indian origins is to re-elect the president. Deputy Minister Muthusewalingam made this reference addressing a meeting organized in Newer earlier. The Deputy Minister noted that they had already taken a decision that they should re-elect the president. More than 3,000 members from women's societies gathered and took a decision to support the president. Not a single member opposed the decision. The president during the last 4 years had done magnificent jobs for the estate sector. It was the president who carpeted roads, built schools and constructed 15,000 houses for the estate community. There is no other leader who had discharged such a significant service for the estate community. Mr. Muthusewalingam said they will definitely vote for the president and his election is definite. Eastern Chief Minister Sivanesa Thurai has emphasized that they were always with the president and would ensure his victory at the polls. All Muslims and Tamils within the Battikal district are united for the victory of President Rajapaksa at the presidential polls on the 26th of this month. He said their party will do everything possible for the victory of the president. They were holding meetings in various parts of the district to ensure the victory of the president. These meetings are attended by large crowds. The Eastern Chief Minister emphasized that the president's victory was definite and crossover by various individuals will not have an impact on this result. Veteran political analyst Dayan Jayatilaka has emphasized that President Rajapaksa did a magnificent job in routing terrorism which no other leader could do. It was due to his political leadership that terrorism was routed and he deserved the credit. Joining in the roundtable discussion on Prime TV, he said,
"We were able to celebrate New Year this year in a way that we haven't for ages. There were firecrackers going off everywhere. People were partying freely on Golfers Green and so on. I mean, just remember the situation a year or two ago. Remember the 30 years we went through. And to whom do we owe this in the main? We owe it to a number of people, including General Fonseca, but in the main, we owe it to Mahinda Rajapaksa. Because General Fonseca couldn't give orders to the Navy or to the Air Force. And there was a great role played by all three services. So it had to be somebody above that, not any one of the service chiefs, but somebody above that. And it's clearly the Commander-in-Chief and the Secretary of Defense, mostly the Commander-in-Chief. President Rajapaksa stopped the international efforts by very powerful countries to halt the war. The Army Commander couldn't have done that. That could only be done by the political leadership. And President Rajapaksa did that. And we are supposed to throw him out of his job? I mean, he's done a great job in tackling the main problem that we had. Not every problem, the main problem. That stopped every president. Jaya Jayawardena, Ranasinghe Premadasa, Chandrika Kumaratunga, nobody could really fulfill their vision for the country because of the LTT and Prabhakaran. Mahinda Rajapaksa defeated that. He gave the political leadership to do that.
Postal voting in the presidential elections will take place next Tuesday and Wednesday. The number qualified to east the postal ballot is 401,119. The Election Secretariat has rejected 57,036 applications. Elections Chief Dayananda Dissanayake, he said that returning officers had already intimated to the certifying officers to make necessary arrangements at their places of worship to cast postal votes. They have also been told to make arrangements to those who are unable to cast their votes on these days to do so on the 26th of this month. The United States Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Patricia Bhuttanis, has called on the commander of the Sri Lankan Navy, Vice Admiral Thisara Samarasinghe. The meeting took place at the naval headquarters yesterday. Mrs. Bhuttani was accompanied by the American Defense Attaché, Lieutenant Colonel Lawrence Smith. The American ambassador and the Navy commander held discussions on matters of bilateral importance and mutual interests. The Navy commander presented a memento to the ambassador as a gesture of goodwill. The Venerable Dambira Amila Thera has been enlarged on a cash bail of 25,000 rupees, in addition to 2 surety bails of 2,000 rupees each. He was arrested over an alleged foreign employment racket. Horana Magistrate Aruni Rupamala Artigala granted bail to the Venerable Thera, who was in remand custody. The court ordered him to hand over his passport to courts within 1 week and to represent himself to the CID on the last Sunday of every month. The first ever International English Medium Encyclopedia of Buddhism is now complete. This has been stated by its chief editor, Dr. W.G. Veeraratna. The Encyclopedia of Buddhism project was launched by the government in 1955 to commemorate the 2500th Buddha Jayanti under the direction of the pioneer editor-in-chief, Professor Emeritus G.P. Malalasekara. It will be completed before the end of this year. The Encyclopedia of Buddhism covers a vast field of Buddhist doctrines and philosophy, culture and literature, and diverse Buddhist activities relating to the Theravada and Mahayana Buddhism in the Buddhist world. It has been planned to be completed in the 8 volumes. Each volume will consist of approximately 900 printed pages and an index volume. For the convenience of printing, the Encyclopedia of Buddhism is released in fascicles. Each fascicle will consist of around 200 pages. The total